Okay, so you know that we had a bris, and we're going to read down below and in the Tivuk Avanos, and we'll go through this. We'll look at the Shefa. There's some interesting questions for me. Like I said, like for me, I think that this may be something that I want to keep on doing, getting into it more detail, because I am trying. I've been doing this really since I became in the Curve to Breslov of like 40 years, or 35 years or something. Well, anyway, drush echad be'inyan kimas echad b'minimita b'chatzis alayla, and it says like this, number aleph be'inyan kuma min hamita b'chatzis alayla maskil v'vayr as seder hadikunim hana'asa me'esa kim echad b'minimita b'chatzis alayla. Achashahit charvi yanake gufo, he says, kashiyaka mishinasa yitachar v'yanake gufo, the hainashi asatzarkov. Okay, nothing special there. V'yirchat pana v'yada v'raglo v'yilbash malvusha. So then you put on his clothes, wash his face, wash his hands, put on his clothes. Lacha v'kan yirchat says panav yada v'raglo v'yilbash malvusha, and then like that. That's the order, he says. So he said, "V'yisada berkosa of al seder hanizkar b'gemara." So then you're going to order the brachos as the way that we have in the Gemara. The Gemara lays it out. K'moshe kasav v'rambach b'hilchos tefillah. Yisada berkosa k'vi haseder hanizkar b'gemara b'nipsa b'rambam. B'halishka hashecha b'neir mishinasi v'varach ma'avir shena. You should say that brachot. When you see that, he's just going through through this. He says you should say the bracha hanosein the sachvi v'chein kulam k'mavur sham, and so that's all explained there. We don't live quite in the same world anymore. I don't know if they have chickens in Miami Beach or not. So let's go over here to number Aleph, and we'll start looking through the Shefa Kavanos. There's some interesting ideas, I think. He said, "V'acha shehitcha v'nake gufa v'yirchatz pana v'yada v'ragla v'yilbash malvusha." That's number Aleph. Masha maybe Rav called Seder zeh. Why? Who mishum shekol ha'devarim haladocha b'hem tikkunim gedolim. All of them have tremendous tikkunim involved with them. Kavavur la'el ha'tikkunim na'asa al yadehem. Then it says, "V'yirchatz pana v'yadav." He said, "Be'inyan ha'im hakom b'shinaso." Kodem chatzos alayla. Person gets up before chatzos. Shoro lav ruach roa. Okay, so at that time of day, v'nafka mina le'inyan netilas yadayim v'halicha dalad amos kodem netila v'od. All of those different ideas in regard to removing the tumah. So there's more to be said about that. Let's go to number Gimel. V'raglov hine hizger rav kantra tzarak b'kuma mishinaso, to wash his feet. Achein b'pri eitz chaim, he says the cause of rak lirchotz pana v'yada, but over there it only says two. V'gam le'el b'drash berchos ha'shachar, he says no nitzgrach of rechitzas of raglayim be'esekima. Because of Sham, so he doesn't talk about that, so there must be a reference to a particular places and times. Because of Sham Hayat Shah, Hatam Shein Anu Rochsing Raglehim, white Raglayim, why don't we wash our feet? Hu Makvisha Nai Hu Lebar Magufo. It's why? It's because the Nai, which is what? The feet, that's outside of the body. The body is, they're attached to the body, but they're outside of it. And since they're not close, they're further away. They're standing in a position next to the chitzonim. We don't have the power to be able to remove the chitzonim from the nai, like we do have that power in the hands. So he says only the Kohanim, at the time that they're doing their avodah b'mikdash, that's when they wash their feet, because of what they're involved in. So he said avoda in the mikdash. They had the ability to be able to push away the kali, that nai, what's around the nai. V'chein be'erev Shabbos rochim haraglayim sheschus haShabbos yicholu ki shetogen. That's interesting. She'll wash her feet. Well, we do wash, and washing the feet, I guess, would be normal. Number Daled is v'yisade berchos aval seder haniska b'gemorah k'bavor b'divrei harav v'yesh devarach kol berchos shebret please echad take up b'kumo mishinah. So a person should say all the berchos of shachar. He's talking about now chatzos in the middle of the night, and we've seen this before, but there's a little problem he brings up over here. Shachar take up b'kumo mishinah v'chafilu shuhu adayim lailo, even if it's still dark. Became kosev v'marachul le'el sharizal b'kuma b'layla af im choya kodem or hayomen, even if it took place at dark. Hoya misader called berchos hashachar al parshas HAKODESH. So he said all them around the parshas of the Akedah. Excuse me. This is also the opinion of the poskim. You could say that's in the Shulchan Aruch. But there are people that don't hold like that. As called habrachos ela rak birchos haTorah. Only that. A birchos asher yater if you take care of your tzarchot. Because of a ben ishchai that writes the im dato lachso lishon, which is always what's in my mind, if I'm zeichet to be able to get up at that time. The im da'ato lachso lishon ach ratzos, if you're thinking he's going to go back to sleep again, maybe it's better, not maybe, he says it's better not to say the birchos hashachar, rak yivarach osam b'makoma b'kuma b'shinasa, when he's finally finished sleeping. But in any case, you have to say Brachot Torah because you're going to be saying Torah. Tikkun Chatzot omrim pesukim, because we have pesukim over there. Ein nachol omrim kodem Brachot Torah. V'yuin od b'meluyim. So there was a lot. Well, there's a meluyim over here too. I mean, there's a lot. It's him and Yud. V'yin the Amor Khan, in regards to what we're saying here. The Sadach of Brachos al Seder HaOmer b'Gemara, to have the order of the Brachos in the same order that we have in the Gemara. A second. Gemara. Kosev Maritza, I don't know these names, are Rav, many of the Ditcha, the Rav of Ditcha. Sherabosach of the Lacham V'Nagu came, that his rabbis, his tradition was not like, what you got? Okay, so it is Reb Tzvi Hirsch of Didishov. He has a sefer called Pre Kodesh Hayululim. He said, "Sherabosav lo nagu came al sidru kol brachos ke'echad," and then they say all the brachos. He said, "Bir tamam." The reason why the mi ya'atzor koach lomar. So who would hold back the power to be able to say kol bracha bismana begavanas alev? Not sure what he means by that. He says he's thinking that you wouldn't have, to be able to space them out of all of the different things that they apply to. V'rak harizal v'doros rishonim koya b'kochim la'asos came. Only they had the ability to say the brachos, so therefore they could go and say the brachos again. I think that's what he means, but I'm not sure. So let's go on to the next one. He says the next one is fairly short. He said b'chatzis alaylo, at midnight, he says, okay, this is a fact that we know, and he says in the Tivagavanos, he says well, there's a little bit more. Let's read start from the beginning, number hey. Two things happen. Ha'echad hu zivug Leah v'Yakov, v'chasheni hu livchais al Rachel sheyarda v'Bria, that goes down to Bria, v'so shkina b'galos or Yeredis, lamata b'esa zu mamish, that goes down really at this time. V'nizbor la'echem drosh dalet, he says, Shebechetzer harishon shel v'layla achatzos nigdalas leah, mat al yedei sherachon misha'eles law as kelecha, that she gives her 9 upper spheros, or 9 spheros, I think it's the upper spheros, until by the time you get to midnight, then Leah is full grown. We call Shiur Kumas Zer Anpin. Zivug Yaakov Leah, and the Yichud takes place then. The Gemo came Ba'osach Azman, the Chatzos Alayla, the same thing here at midnight. Rachel Nitchiz V'Yeredis, the old of Berish is gone. When his bar Risham Tamil Shel Dover, and over there we explain this. Nimsa Shebechatzos Alayla, Naasen Shnei Devarim. Ha'echad hu Zivug Yaakov Leah, v'Hasheni hu the Nishlava Yeridis Rachel Olam Abriya B'Sod Shkinasa B'Galusa. U'Keneged Shtei Bechinus Elu Anu Omrim B'Seder Tikkun Chatzot Shnei Tikkunim. So therefore we have 2 Tikkunim because 2 things are happening at the same time. Ha'chelik Harishon hu Tikkun Rachel. So that would be the first part. The Shecha B'Bo Bochim, and this is the concept that she's fallen. And we're crying, O Rachel Sheyartach V'Chalabriya. V'Helech Hasheni hu Tikkun Leah, that's Tikkun Leah, hu Keneged Hazivug Di Yaakov Leah, which would be actually a form of a rejoicing. Hana'asa Ata B'Chatzos Alayla, that's made now, Umaskil V'Chili Devar as Seder Tikkun Rachel. So he wants to start, he's going to talk about that. Let's go over to number Hey, here on, in the Shefa Gavonos. So this goes on the phrase Levchos al Rachel. Nishal the Gon Ben Ishchai. So the Ben Ishchai asks, Odas Anashim Peshutim. He's really thinking about simple people. She'ein Yodi de Beviyim Besodas HaTorah. Ma Tam She'am Rachel B'Tikkun Chatzos. Why do they say Tikkun Chatzos? Why should they say Tikkun Chatzos? Acha She'ein Bevinim Inyanim in Yonehu, so they really don't understand what's going on at the time of Tikkun Chatzot. Now, like I said, that I've been doing this and working on it for so long, because this is what Rabbeinu HaKodesh, Rabbi Nachman, he talks about this, how important it is. But when you start doing it, it's really hard to understand what's going on at this time. And I don't think it's gotten a lot better for me. I still need more help. And they're only saying it, but they're just pronouncing the words of B'mochem. Our minds are going elsewhere, which is probably the case in all the davening. It's to keep your mind on the thing. Below Yudoim Micah Amri, and they don't know what they're saying. So I mean, it's better then that they don't say it at all. Of Shlomo Shar mitzvahs of Philos Shehem Hu Bedina, I'll call Echad LaOmram. So there are certain things that you have to say. Say, for example, you go to the bathroom. I mean, that's what I thought. I don't know what he means exactly. Or maybe he's saying means Birchos HaTorah, like that. So he says the things that you absolutely have to say. I guess he means Shemona Esrei and the 3. Sometimes we say the 4 davenings, the 3 davenings. He says she'enu kol kach chiyuv la'omro shema yesh lehimane mila'omro milvad ha'omro b'gavana. That the only people that should do this are people that have a gavana of really what's going on. So he brings in Shar Gimel over there in Nefesh HaChaim, Shaha'ikr b'kol ha'mitzvos hu chelik ha'masa shebehem, is not really this dibur, but the ikr is the maisa. For taharas ha'machshava enu ela mitzdarefes the maisa. So when you have a machshava, you're actually trying to go into the deeper aspect of the maisa itself, but it's an aspect of the maisa. This is what it sounds like to me. And it's also for the purpose of for helping the mitzvah, but it's not ma'akev. So that is that when you're going to do the mitzvah, and you're able to get your mind together so that you actually have a good thought about what you're doing, and the kavanah about what you're doing when you're doing that mitzvah, so this would be able to bring the tikkuna, the tikkun that you're trying to accomplish by saying that, tikkunim yoser gedolim be'olamos yoser halyonim, you're able to reach greater panemias, more devekas with Hashem. Amnalo hamachshava hi ha'ikar, so we want to say like that, the machshava is not the main thing. V'al pi zecha v'kosav, and according to this that is written, shachatainach haniskeres, this claim that they're saying that you shouldn't say it according to the Ben Ish Chai, lebatel amiris tikkun le'etzos mach v'chisar in the kavanah, because you really don't know what you're accomplishing. And, in this sefer, that's why I think that it should be worked on more, because in this sefer, he's actually going to tell us a lot of the insights that will help. Who atzas yetzer, that's really only to say to abandon this is really the eitzah of the Yetzirah. Even if your mind is full of all kinds of worries, let's say like that. Do not, a man should not nullify or stop doing this. To make all the effort you can, to fortify yourself, to be able to try to get to that point, and had that mind clear, to be able to concentrate on what you're doing. Okay, so that was that idea. So let's go. How are we doing time-wise? Okay, let's go. We have more time. So let's see what this is. Tikkun Rachel Yivake Yivka or Yivake al Churban al Rigas Sadiqi al Sreifas Satar. So this is what we should be crying about. So let's go to number Vav down below in the Tiva Kavanos, and it says V'lechein Sarg Shatela V'Teshe Etzel HaPesach, that should go. This is more instructions on how this should be done. Go and sit by a door, samak le-mezuzah, near the mezuzah. So he says something about the mezuzah. He said, B'shu Seder Hashkina, Esod Hashkina, Pesach Ha'elyon, which is the upper opening into Olam Atzilus. Now, the connection between the Shechina and the mezuzah, I don't think I actually heard that before. So the Chat Achilat Tzarech Sheyeshev Lomer Tikkun Chatzot B'Pesach HaBayis, or Pesach HaCheder, so next to the doorway of the house, or next to the door of the room, B'Smuch Mezuzah, close to the mezuzah. B'Kevan Shepesach HaBayis Meramez Al Shechina, because that Shehi B'Sod Pesach, which is he wants to say like this. This is the connection, that the Shechina is also an opening. The Shechina is the opening to Olam Atzilus. Like we say, that is the gate of Hashem. Let me see if how this is going to go. Let me see what the next part is. Okay, let's read the next part. So he says, number Zion. So take off your shoes, sit there barefoot. And then she'll wrap your head like a mourner. I'm not sure of that particular minhag. And you should cry as much as you can. Where are we? So yisnagheg b'minhagei ravelus. The Haina sheyazim in the olive yashav yachav. Geshem she'avel also b'neilas sandal. So he's a v'chein ya'atov rosha ka'avel. Also wrap your head like a mourner. So this is a custom I don't think I've seen exactly. Ukamavur rosha b'soder milvad enov. So wrap your head completely in a sheet, with exception of your eyes. He says, "V'chein chavramol kosav sham she'ein nogim kein mayom," but this is not a practice we're doing today. Mekol makom kosvach poskim, the poskim right sham sheyesh la'avel linhog ba'atifa k'tzaz. That I'm not sure what this is to wrap himself a little bit. V'hu sheyamshu kovo l'mata, that means he should take his, I guess, his kippah, or his hat, the hat that he wears, and pull it down on mitzvah onto his forehead with ne einav, like right, I guess, around the eyelids. So you should do the same thing. So he says, pull down your hat, pull down your kippah. Let's see, we have a little bit more here we could do. V'tikoch efer mikla, take some ash, v'tosim al mitzcha, and you should put it on your forehead. B'magam anachas tefillin, in the same place your tefillin go. Gam takov roshecha v'techabek panecha b'karkav mamish, so you should bend your head down. And he says, I'm not sure what this means, he says that you should actually have your face touching the ground, b'karkav mamish. And that's the concept that you should be thinking about then. So he says, Yikach Efer Mikla Dahainu Efer Sreifa, that means burnt dust. He means ashes. B'yasam al mitzcha, and you should put it on your forehead. B'makom anachas tefillin. V'yakov as Rosho, bend your head down, ad sheyagia panav el karka, until your face mamash hits the ground. So he says that mamash again, and then he said, "V'kevan sha'afer hu keneged sreifas haTorah." He says shenisrafa v'na'asas la'afer, that was burnt and became like ash. Now, let me see if I have something here. Number Zion is where I wanted to go, I think. Number 12, Sark Sheteda V'Tesha. Let's try that one. So he says, okay, we're almost out of time. But Sark Sheteda V'Tesha, so it's like this. Kosvacham Mukubalim Shebe'ez Tikkun Rachel, Sark Lashanos Makoma Alumakoma. Now, what does that mean? V'liyashiv Makom Acher Ad Sim Tikkun Leah, and go sit somewhere else. So if it's the place where you're normally sitting, don't sit there. V'kachi mishmachos divrei Rav behem shechadrash b'siyum seder hatikun. Shekasav v'acher kach takum b'makomecha. Then after that you should get up from your place. V'tedet the makom acher, go somewhere else. V'asaf v'torah. Achein b'yamin shebehem ein omrim tikkun rachel. So therefore, on the days that you're not going to say the tikkun of rachel, rak tikkun leah, and only the tikkun leah. Behem ein sark l'shanos makomo klal. So he said that the halacha is, he says, on those days that we're not saying the tikkun rachel, we're only saying tikkun leah, you don't have to change your place. Now, changing your place, I guess, is the concept of galus. V'tesha vetzav v'pesa sama l'mezuzah. So he said the concept of achidah, she'al pi kabbalah, en liyashiv al karka mamish, el yapse bein the karka. Now he had this situation where you were bowing, putting your head on the floor. Al yedecha bebeged she'edem meyuchad al malvusha, so you should have some kind of a garment, but not one you wear. V'atam hazehu, what's the reason for this? Vishanes kala l'chadama, because it's a curse in the ground. The ground really represents malchus. V'chakelin didvakim bo, instead of the malchus being there, the shechina being there, the kali is there. V'chaviyesh nidun bein the mukubalim. There are these precisions taken by the mukubalim. Ve'im gam b'karka merutzefes, I guess he means a carpet on the ground. Tzark l'chapsik bein the karka olo, whether or not you have to, if there's already something there. V'yesha kasav she'al admas eretz Yisrael mutter kain liyashiv, so it's mutter, I guess, to sit on carpet. The kasav deveni ishchayich, the tov, it's better He said, Shebe'ez Emiras Tikkun Chatzot, that at the time that you're saying the Tikkun Chatzot, Yira Pesach HaCheder Patuach, let the door be open. V'im ein sham kriros, if there's not some kind of, talk about outside, it's going to be rubber gold. Because besfarim, so written the different sfarim, the beit should nimse bein anashim, vein rosa shiargishu bo she'omer b'tikkun chatzot. Let's say you're in a crowd and it's time for tikkun chatzot, but you don't want anybody to interrupt or to really know what you're doing. So therefore, all the other things like putting the ash on your head, like that, and so on, you don't have to do that. That's not holding you back. That we're in that kind of situation. But at least, at any rate, this concept of changing your place, that you should change. Well, that's it. So have a good fast, and everyone should get as much as possible out of Tisha B'Av.